Unitarian Universalism, as a covenantal rather than a creedal faith, is all about relationship, about promises made, kept, renewed, sometimes broken, and then hopefully healed. In other words, it is a faith about trust. Trusting that when we come together around our shared values, grounded in the spiritual discipline of love, and promises of what we imagine beloved community is and how we can embody it, we create something here, if only in moments, that is beautiful and healing, that is hopeful and joyful and generous, that speaks truth to power, that loves this world and trusts that this world is worthy of our deepest commitments and sacrifice to make it more of all of these things for all people now in this life on this planet. I know it can be hard to tell the difference between being a member here and being a friend. We have many folks who participate fully in the life of the congregation who, for a variety of reasons, never sign the membership book. And if you are in that category, you are most welcome here. At the same time, becoming a member, signing our book, committing intentionally in writing to pledge your time and talent and treasure, committing to nurture and sustain this beloved community, committing to participate fully in our system of congregational governance, from voting on budgets and reports and bylaws, maybe taking a turn to serve in an elected position. It does require a real commitment of time and talent and treasure to keep this congregation healthy and present and growing. You've heard me say many times, First Parish doesn't happen by magic, even if it sometimes feels that way. If we did not have a strong, committed membership in covenant with one another and with our larger Unitarian Universalist faith, we wouldn't be here. We will not be here. And if I've learned anything during my 24 years as your minister, it's this. At some point in our lives, we will need this place or one like it. We will need a beloved community to accompany us when the world ends for us in some way, shape, or form, to help us pick up the pieces and to rebuild a community who knows our story, not just for a moment, but over years and years and years. More than that, becoming a member means trusting that our Unitarian Universalist faith matters, that the world needs our voice and our presence, our compassion, our call, our cry for the affirmation of human worth and dignity for all souls, for care and nurture of the planet, for a free and responsible search for truth and meaning, for the practice of democratic principles within and beyond our congregation. So in these times more than ever, our faith is essential. So that commitment to belong matters not just for our own souls, but honestly, for the soul of the country and for the soul of all creation. It's a big job. Good news, we don't have to do it alone. So today we honor our new members whom we're so glad to welcome, and we honor those who have maintained their covenantal commitment through the years, not just for the good times, but the harder ones, not just when things were going their way or when they needed this community, but when their lives got busy with other things and they didn't need us or have much time, or even when they disagreed with the decision or were disappointed when we were not at our best. And yet they have continually renewed and recovenanted with us year after year. Because First Parish matters, our Unitarian Universalist faith matters. So welcome. Welcome home. So we're going to honor our new members, our 10-year member, and our 25-year members. And our 25-year members are going to share a little bit about what they've learned over the years. So as John calls your name, please come on up. We're going to make you stand up here and just keep going down the line. We have gifts, and it'll be fun. You will all survive.
I had the privilege of calling out the names of our new members. Our new members are 10-year and 25-year members. So first, Ron Peachtree. Ron? I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Ron. Matthew Zimmerman. Kathleen Talbot. Stephen Davis. Alan Sloan. Teravovsky. Our 10-year member is Brian Snow. All right, I'll call up all the 25-year members, and then I guess they'll have a moment to speak. Is that right? All right, great. All right, so our 25-year members are Sally Seekings. Rebecca Gore. And Warren Fluellen. Congratulations to our 25-year members.
Congratulations, one and all. Sally, would you like to be our first speaker for 25 years? You can do this, or you can use this, whichever one you would like. We can hold your stuff, yeah.
I'm up here for a reason. I told Ellen that there was no way I could tell 25 years of this community in 3 minutes. So now I'm up here and you're in trouble. I told you. Ellen asked 4 questions, one of which was, why did you come here? And I came here in 1996, which if you count is really 30 years. And I came with my partner, We were in a 12-step program at the time. And when I walked in the door, we came down here, wanted to find a place where we could worship together. I was a Catholic, recovering Catholic, and she was a Protestant something or other. I never knew what it was. So we came here because some friends of ours had said, try the Universalists, the Unitarian Universalists. So we came here, we walked in the doors, and it was Karen Foley who was the minister at that time. And her sermon was on the spirituality of the 12-step program. And I said, I'm home. I'm home, I'm home. So we kept coming, and Heather joined the church, and I don't like to rush into things, so I didn't. And 3 years later, Heather died. She died of ovarian cancer, and my life shattered. It absolutely shattered. And after that, after her passing, you people picked up the pieces. And if you couldn't find the piece, you made it up, and you gave it to me. And you put me back together. And then around the 5th year, somebody said to me, would you like to be on the standing committee? And I said, sure, I'd love to be on the standing committee. And they said, great, all wonderful. And I said, don't you think I ought to become a member first? So somebody ran out and got the book, and I had to sign. So I was vice chair of the standing committee, and as a part of that, I was on the search committee for our next minister, and we picked a good one, don't you think? Sorry, I couldn't help it. Anyway, so when Ellen first came in here, I was supposed to be the head of the standing committee, and I couldn't be because I had just been diagnosed with breast cancer. I'm in line with you, honey, and I know what it feels like. And you were the ones that supported me all through that. But I had to step down as chair. I couldn't do it. And then as we went through the years, you brought me meals, and you talked to me, and I really, I couldn't give enough back. So I kept trying to give my time, talent, and treasure, and and then we went through becoming a welcoming congregation. We had to do a lot of things for that. During one of them, it was watching a movie, Stonewall, at Deb Grad's house. It was in the winter, and I took off my boots downstairs in the cellar, and I walked up the stairs, and lo and behold, I was hit by a lightning bolt because someone was standing there that I didn't know, and it just happened. And that was when I met Sarah. And after about a year of dating, we ended up getting married here. And we got married here because I said, I want my family to be here. And you were my family. My other family came, but it didn't really matter. It was you. It was you. We've been through a lot since then. 2 years ago, I had a liver transplant. And I'm going to tell you something now that happened that you may not believe. I was lying in ICU. It was after the surgery, and I was kind of being a mess. And I was alone, and I started praying, and I said, God, why did you do this to me? Why'd you do this to me? Because I'm 71. You could have just killed me, you know? I mean, why did you do this to me now? And the answer came back, you weren't ready for the gift. And I said, well, here I am lying in the ICU. I got my new liver, everything's great. I'm gonna live for a long time now, and why is that? And I said, I'm lying here and nobody really knows. Nobody really knows that I got a new liver and I'm alive. And I had a vision, and you can say it's the drugs, but it was not the drugs. I had a vision. And the vision was that I was standing up here like this, and I said to all of you, the place was packed just like this. And I said, hey guys, I got a new liver. And what happened was that I had a vision of all of you standing up and clapping and whistling and yelling. And I was loved. I was so loved. You guys are wonderful. That's right. So why do I stay? I stay because of you, because of community, because you are my love. I am your love. We are a community. And today I choose this place because I choose joy. Thank you.
Of course, I have to go after that. I think Sally said a lot for everybody. So I just want to give a little local anecdote, and I'll try to keep it short. Ellen asked in an email last week, would we speak for like 3 minutes? And I totally missed the email. And I apologize for that, but part of the reason was because Chelmsford had their town meeting last week. And I am a town meeting representative. And I am a town meeting representative because of this church. So back in the day, it was that a number of years ago, the steeple was having some problems. And it was having structural issues, and we were told it might fall down. And it was going to be extremely expensive to repair the steeple. So there was a suggestion by a member of the church who's here this morning, Bob Morse, that we could apply for community preservation funds, because one of the uses for the CPC money is to help with historic preservation. This is the founding church of the town of Chelmsford. So what could be more historic preservation than helping with the church? And the town owns the clock, and that needed repairs. So the town was willing to fix the clock, but they were very skeptical about paying anything to keep the steeple. So I was like, well, why? There were tours, town meeting reps came through, they looked at the damage, and I was like, why is this such a big deal? What's going on? What's this town meeting thing? And so I ran to be a town meeting representative because of the steeple. And now I know why. Town meeting's a very interesting thing in Chelmsford. We are a representative town meeting. Now, not all the surrounding communities, and I know not everybody lives in Chelmsford, but in Chelmsford, you get elected to go to town meeting. Anyone can go, but only town meeting representatives get to vote. And they were willing to vote for some money for the steeple. We said, okay, we'll ask for less money, and they said, okay, fine, okay, you can have some money. And we got the steeple fixed. But that was well over a decade ago, and I'm still a town meeting representative because Chelmsford's an interesting place. When I look out the window, I see Chelmsford, and I live in Chelmsford, so I want to take some of my UU principles to town meeting. And that came in. We had a petition to redefine what a family was this last time. And that was a very interesting discussion at town meeting. We can always spend a long time at town meeting. You think churches take a lot of time and talk a lot. So do town meetings. And we had last year redefined what family was because we have single-family housing. So what's a family? And apparently the definition in the town that a family was not very, shall we say, welcoming. There were lots of definitions of family that families in this church would not fit. They would not be considered a family according to the town of Chelmsford. So they readjusted that and opened up what a family was. And somebody brought a warrant article last week to change it back. And I'm very happy to say that town meeting said no. So I continue to be involved in the church, and I continue to be involved in town meeting, and I just got reelected for another 3 years. So anyway, that's one of the, it's a community here and the community around that keeps me going.
I first came to First Parish when I just moved to Chelmsford for work. My wife and son didn't join me for another while. And
So if we could just honor our new members, 10-year member and 25-year members again, thank you.